right, Single 40 Podcast. Let's go. Got going here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Not much, man. Pretty stoked. We're a couple weeks out, so
Yeah, this coming Wednesday for us will be 3 weeks out, so it's coming quick. Right now, what is it? The 31st of May today. So tomorrow's June 1st, so 26, 27 days coming up. So we wanted to talk about a few things today. We're going to get into the party we're going to have at Mega Dance, and then talk about the couple other parties we've had, one at Mega Dance and one at the club that's no longer there, what was called Eclipse, I believe.
yeah, Eclipse.
Yeah, so we got the idea. Someone gave it to us there. You know, we do our bar hopping and whatnot and spend a lot of money at the different bars. They said you should just have a party at one of the dance clubs and bring everybody there, and it might be cheaper. Turns out it's not necessarily cheaper, but it's definitely a different kind of experience and a good time. So we, again, like the girls set it up for us. The family over there sets the party up. But how it works is basically you get a bunch of VIP area tables, depending on how big your group's going to be, and then they do it based off consumables, where you got to spend like $50,000 on consumables, meaning you basically run a tab of like drinks for everybody at the party, and when you hit $50,000, they let you know. But that's what you have to spend to have that VIP area for yourself. But we always end up getting a bigger group together and more people, and ends up going over the whatever the consumable negotiation was at the beginning. But at the end of the day, it makes it a lot of fun, and you basically have, I wouldn't call it a private party because the bar's still open or the club's still open, but it creates a cool environment.
Yeah, was there like I don't remember if there was like a time limit or it was just all night?
No, well, there's no time limit. It's like whatever the hours of the bar or the club are, you're allowed to stay basically. And I mean, those places don't get busy till pretty late. I just remember early on whenever we would go to Walking Street and, we'd be cruising with all of our friends, like the girls always want to go there at the end of the night. Plus it's open later, right? But they always want to go dance, and everyone's like, oh, let's go. It used to be high society, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all kind of started with we did this, I want to say like 2018.
Dude, I didn't even remember that until I just said high society, and then you read my mind.
Yeah, I was thinking about talking about that. I mean, like it evolved because a friend of ours, just had recently got divorced.
Yeah, we had this big divorce party. I think we've even talked about it on a podcast, but yeah, no, my girl over there was like, set it up, and I told her we're bringing my friend who just got divorced. We need to have this big party, and it was a cool story because it was his first time visiting, and we kind of like set him up. Like he had no idea he was having this divorce party, and it was a surprise party, if you will. So what we did is like the girls went and got it all set up, and I think we were staying at Scorebirds at that point. It was before we found Fields or Carousel.
Yeah.
And so what we did with them is we kind of took him down some of the like back streets, like down by,
like Brown Sugar,
like Wild Orchid. No, but we went behind the main Fields Avenue, like through back streets.
Yeah.
And he'd never been there, so he's probably thinking, where the fuck are we going? So we kind of took him towards, Clark, and then came back around on Fields, and we stopped at a couple of those, Fields bars like Brown Sugar and Insomnia. And those ones are little. They don't really, show you what Walking Street's like till you get to Walking Street. So, I mean, we started having a good time, and we were trying to like trick him, right?
Yeah.
And I think we picked up some girls along the way. I think we stopped at Atlantis and grabbed a bunch of girls we knew there, and then we took them to High Society, and it was a big night. Like,
I mean, that was by far, up until that point, like we had never done anything like that. And in our travels, we were starting to like, obviously we'd been there a couple times, and when we threw that party, I just remember being like, it was a blur, but it was definitely a good time.
Oh, it was a blast. We had the whole upper VIP area and tons of people, and they had all these signs like Happy Divorce and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, it was like a party for us. Poor guy.
Yeah, it was a little overwhelming for him. And MC Vaughn was there. She remembered it. We didn't know her at the time, but when we sat down and podcasted with her, like we brought that up, and she's like, "Oh shit, I remember that party. You guys are nuts!" Like that was funny. So, anyways, I guess that was the first one, and then the second one we had was at this place Eclipse, which is actually right next to Brown Sugar, if I remember right. And that was a cool setup, but it was new, and I don't think it made it. I don't think it got enough business going, but that one was cool because it was just us. Like, there wasn't really any other customers there.
It just opened.
Opened. And then the next one we had was at Mega Dance. I couldn't even tell you the date. Maybe a year ago, March, we did it.
Yeah, to be honest, I have no idea. I want to say that might have been the first time I actually stepped foot in that place because I mean,
I think
I,
I'd been there once before on New Year's with Bernie and Red because everything else was closed, and they had a buddy that had a VIP table, and I think I walked in there for that, but I didn't spend much time there. But yeah, we had the local Crazy G, the rapper, come and perform at that one, and we had the whole back VIP area. That party was a lot of fun.
yeah, no, it was definitely a good time. It was my cousin Alan's first trip, and I remember him just
Oh
being like,
yeah, yeah.
him being like, "What the hell are you guys up to?"
That was a good one. And Matt missed it because he went out and day drank for
Yeah, I mean,
20 straight hours, and he was just completely out of it by then, and he missed the party. So we
Yeah.
always give him shit about that. But he better make this one. We're only going to be in Angeles for 2 days before we travel and come back to Angeles later. But we have one night of bar hopping and then this mega dance party. So hopefully he can make this one. This one's going to be much bigger though because our entourage has grown and we have a lot of friends coming. I mean, just from Hawaii, there's like me, you, Mikey, Francis's son, Joey. So that's a lot more than.
yeah, no, it's gonna be a big group.
And then Alan, your cousin, lives there. He's going to meet us. And then obviously our bunch of other friends that are vloggers and people we've met are coming. So it's going to be definitely a crazy party.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. Was it Red's idea to get the rapper? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was his idea to go to Megadance and to hire. I think him and Crazy G are old friends. To hire his friend, and that worked out really well. I mean, everybody seemed to know. I mean, obviously, we don't know all the local rap game in Angeles, but everybody that was local seemed to know who he was,
Yeah.
and he was really good. Like I was actually highly impressed by his skills, and I even told him afterwards, like, keep doing this, man. Like you got a future.
Yeah, no,
super cool kid.
No, it was good. And then Red's like b-boy dance group guys, like they were all
They
there. I mean, it was definitely a big event.
I tried to get him to come play at this one too, but I guess he's actually traveling through Thailand and the United States performing. So
Cool.
good for him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So the front end, like we are going to go to this Onana bar. I know we've been talking about it a bunch, but we're super excited to go there because they keep hitting us up and they're posting a lot of stuff on Facebook about their new setup. And I don't know if it's an up and coming place. I guess we'll find out. So I'm pretty fired up about that. And if you're in town and you want to hit the mega dance party, I would imagine 10 p.m., 11 p.m. is when it will probably pop off local time.
You know, I was just thinking about is I want to say that Eclipse party because we kind of planned it, but we didn't really have obviously an entourage like we did. But that's kind of how the whole the Angels kind of evolved, right? Like we just brought a bunch of those girls with us.
That's pretty much how it started.
I was thinking about it, and then basically they've been cruising with us ever since. So
yeah, because it's right about the time we started the channel, and we'd always go there and party at Sky with a lot of those girls. But yeah, that's the first time we're like, hey, we're having this party, and we invited them all to come.
I think we went to Sky Genesis, and then we walked down to
yeah, exactly. That's how it. No, you're right. That's how it all
I
started.
remember making that. I mean, when I made that video, you were wearing a suit and stuff, so it was awesome.
Yeah, so I remember when you made the video, people were calling me out for wearing a suit.
I mean, you knew it was good. People were going to call you out. That's why you wore it.
The stupid thing is, it didn't fit, right? It was the arms were too long, and I literally got it at a fucking thrift store, you idiots. It was a joke.
No, it's awesome.
It's
cool that they called you out.
Yeah, so I wore it. I was like, I knew we called it a launch party for our channel, anybody cares. And we had a red carpet, and it was more just being funny, the whole red carpet and the launch party. We weren't launching anything. We had 50 fucking subs, but we were just having a good time with it.
A party, yeah.
Yeah, and I went to, they have a thrift store here in Honolulu called Savers, and I think the whole thing costs $18 with jacket, pants, shirt. I don't dress like that. I don't even own a fucking suit.
No, that's the best part. I mean, I was just thinking about it because I think I do remember somebody being
I got blasted for it, but it was it was. If you look at the video, it's funny because I'm the only dickhead wearing a suit, and we're at this big party, and I got this fucking, it looks like a hobo's suit for Christ's sakes, and guys were like, "Who wears this fucking suit on Walking Street?" It's like,
oh, dude, that's great.
Oh my god,
we should wear suits on this party.
Yeah, I think it's still there in the Philippines. I might have to throw it on for this party. Get people to talk more shit. Get a suit that fits. I don't wear suits. I work in scrap metal, you asshole.
But the Megadance, I mean, for obviously, I had up until that point, I had never really gone in there. I mean, the place is big. I mean, the whole venue. I mean, it's a big
it's
thing.
sneaky, right? Because there's just that escalator. I don't know if you go down or up. I think you go down.
I don't even know.
Yeah, no, because it's just there's the arch, and it says Megadance, and I believe you go down, and I believe the next door one, Hammer, you go up.
Oh, okay.
And then
That's the one I don't think I've
it's
ever
got to
been
be
in.
like 10,000 square feet.
Yeah,
like,
it's big.
gotta be.
Because I remember where like the stage where you perform and where we were in the back, like the little area we were, it was far. I mean, it was it wasn't like right up on the stage. I just remember, I mean, like I said, it was a big blur. Obviously, we had a great time, and drinks were coming. But I just remember being like, we've been going to walking street all these years, and it's like I've never made it in there.
Yeah, I mean the Questas are going to set this one up again, and I'm sure they're going to have events like they always have a freelance modeling contest where all the girls get dressed up. I know they're going to have some dancing contest type of stuff. I'm sure Red and his b-boy team will dance. Obviously, we have the Pimp in Paradise coming from Thailand to perform, and I think he's looking at doing like a 5 or 6 song set.
That's awesome.
So a lot's going to be going on that night, and I don't know if they have a cover charge. I don't know what it costs to get in there. We just obviously go because we have the party. But if you're in town, no matter what the cover is, it should be a good ass time.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
But that's definitely how the Angels were born with the channel, because we went and grabbed a bunch of them at Genesis and Sky that we'd always known from partying at those bars, because we needed to have guests.
Yeah, that was it. And I remember them getting all dressed up as well, because from what I remember, it was like a big event, and we were just like, we were having a launch party.
And honestly, we were lucky we brought all of them, because like we had some friends that we invited, but that place was so big and it was so empty. I mean, it would have been just like barely any people there. Like,
I'll put some footage.
At least we put some people in the seats, right? No, you definitely put a video together about it. It was a fun night, but hopefully this one's even bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we had like the end of the year party last year at the resort. This one will probably be a little more wild than that because it's in a nightclub or a bar.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, for the most part, when we do these big events, I mean, it's a better party. Even like the end of the year one versus us going bar hopping and like taking over a bar. It's just a better event.
No, it's a good thing to bring up because it's just so different, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're at the bar, I don't want to say rules, but it's just a different vibe. Like, you have waitresses, you have your seat, you have people on the stage. If you buy a drink for anybody, there's the upcharge. You do money rain, and it's like at the nightclub, it's not like that. It's like a nightclub. So if you bring a bunch of guests, like obviously, you're not scaling the drinks. You just put your money down for consumables, and everybody gets to drink as much as they want. And we do a money rain during like the dance contest and whatnot, and the freelance model contest, just for the contestants to get some money for being involved. But yeah, it's a different vibe and it's a different setup. I wouldn't say it's more fun. It's just a different kind of fun.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, and it's nice to like obviously have a party like that with with everyone that that we're all there with.
Yeah, we get to switch it up, and all those people get out of work for the night and go have a great fucking time with us, which we love to do. Even like the street vendors, like Tala's dad and all those guys, they all come and party with us.
No, I mean, it's the best part. I mean, we got those guys shirts and stuff.
Yeah, something else I wanted to talk about off that subject. And on the last podcast, we got some good feedback. I'd asked, we were going over Avalon, right, in the Wolfpack group, and it is 9 bars that are part of the Wolfpack group. Some of our subscribers or people that watch the video piped in and told me. So it is the 9 bars, and Q Bar was one of them. They believe that Owl's Nest, Geckos, which we spoke about, is the oldest bar on Walking Street. It's the original bar on Walking Street. So yeah, that was cool. The other thing that somebody said was definitely that's what I replied back to the guy, like, wow, thanks for sharing. Like, we definitely need to go in there and make a video about it, especially being that if it's the first. Hopefully somebody that works there can give us some more history maybe when we're there. But I love the history. I love a lot of the commenters we're getting, guys that have lived there for a long time or were stationed there, and they know the secrets. They know the history of the place, which is, it's cool. It's cool to hear. So I love when guys are starting to share that stuff. And
we got to get one of those guys to talk with us.
Oh, no, I've invited a bunch of them through the comments, like, come on the podcast. I would love to hear stories about when the airbase was like in full swing.
Yeah.
And like what it was like there for them, being a young man enlisted in the Air Force or whatever branch of the military they were in while they were there, and just the partying they did and how it was different from today. And I think it'd be really cool.
I mean, didn't Mikey say at one point like it was like dirt roads?
Yeah, he said as late as like the 2000s. Yeah. I believe the base closed down in the 90s. So there's a gap between when Mikey started going and when the base closed, but. So yeah, keep commenting with history and all that type of stuff, because it's really cool, and it's really cool to hear. And see how it's changed. And you know, we got another guy named Don that's been commenting. You know, he goes to Atlantis a lot, and he taught me something I didn't know. I guess you can bring. I mean, we bring our own drinks. Like we pay the little fee for our San Miguel seltzers, and he said you can bring a bottle to a place like Atlantis and pay them 1,800 pesos, and you can leave it there with them, and they mark it as yours. And every time you come, you can drink out of it. You have to buy chasers while you're there, like Coke or whatever you like to drink with your. His thing was Crown Royal, and he'll buy 4 Cokes and he'll leave it there. Which I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's always good to know.
Yeah, so share secrets and stuff that we don't know about. Because I learned something on our last podcast with all the comments. And we seem to be getting more and more guys like that. More and more positivity is coming out, and people are talking about their stories and their experience and, the history, which I love.
Yeah, no, it's always good to hear, people's perspective, right? And different ideas and thoughts of a place that we obviously like and, we enjoy going to, so.
Well, I mean, look at like High Society. I mean, that place was like a cornerstone on that street. And anytime you'd meet girls, they'd all want to go there at the end of the night. Like, let's go to High Society. Let's go to High Society. And then hearing, MC Vaughn's stories about it when that's where she got her start and that's where she worked. And that place was fucking nuts. And obviously, unfortunately, it's no longer there. It's, I don't know, Gold Moon Bar. Yeah. But it's not the full, because High Society was big. That Gold Moon Bar, it looks like they parted it out and made it a smaller place.
Well, it was under construction for a while, right?
Yeah. But yeah, Onana Bar, that's going to be our fucking jumping off point come night one. I'm really excited to see that one and see what we get into there.
I mean, I want to say when we did one of those walking videos, there was a couple bars on that back road.
Yeah, Crystal Palace used to be there, which connected to Dollhouse.
Yeah, that's right. That's not what Onana Bar is.
I don't think so. I think there's another one that might be in the Crystal Palace spot, but I'm not totally sure. We got to do more day research walking around, less partying at night, I guess, to figure out what's going on there. I definitely miss
Crystal Palace. I remember that place. That was like one of the first ones because Dollhouse, you could walk through it, right?
Yeah, you could walk through it to
shoot you out towards like scoreboards.
Yeah. Kind of like Club Asia, which was also a Wolfpack, a Dollhouse group bar that was down by Scorebirds.
That's right, on the back side.
Oh, I got to tell that story. When we went to Club Asia, I think it was your first trip. You thought you got roofed.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn fought off roofies, man.
Yeah. I think it was just too...
It was our third night in a row in Angeles.
I think I just couldn't handle the...
On your first trip there. And we went to... They had the Who Let the Dogs party out that the Dollhouse group used to do. I don't believe they do it anymore. But that night, the party was at Dollhouse, I believe. And we went to it. And those things start early, like 5, 6 p.m. And they had like hors d'oeuvres or finger foods and like cheap drinks. And we started there, and a bunch of the girls we were with were in that competition. And then after that, we went. I don't remember where we went next, but we ended up later in the night at Club Asia.
I do remember that.
And Glenn was like struggling. He like thought he got roofed. I
couldn't keep my head up, dude.
I don't know what your symptoms were, but
I just remember being like, I was about to pass out, and then what'd you give me? You gave me some like no-dos.
Caffeine pills, no-dos. I gave you 2 no-dos.
And I was just like, let's go.
And then you fucking rallied. And then we had the best night the whole time we were there.
And then that was another night that, go figure, Matt missed.
The monster missed that night. It was the third night there, and it was the best night. Yeah, it was the first trip.
Oh, Matt.
Because the next day is when we eventually flew out to Boracay, but we didn't fly out till like 9 p.m. the next night. Because we flew from Clark to Cebu. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, that first trip, most people probably wouldn't want to go back there. Because remember, we got stuck in Cebu, and we didn't have a hotel.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then we had to, like, walk from the airport to, like, some...
that's before we knew anything about booking our own fucking travel, too. Yeah. We were relying on somebody else.
I was, like, fighting off the bug. Oh, dude, my first trip probably would have... Like, people probably would never come back. I think I got the stomach bug after I fought off the roof.
If you think back, that's probably when you started to get sick and you didn't realize it. And then you took a bunch of fucking caffeine and then drank all night, and then you woke up in the morning still probably drunk and feeling the effects of the caffeine. And then later that day is when the fucking local bug or the flu got you.
Yeah, don't drink I don't think I drank water, but wherever just be careful when you go there.
Yeah,
it's like one thing that still to this day, like. We always have Z-Packs ready to go, but you definitely want to be cautious because, the bacteria over there, if you're not familiar with it, man, that'll take you out.
No, I mean it's good advice, and it's something I guess it's something we've never talked about on the podcast. Is what we've me, Glenn, and every one of us have been sick over there, and they're bacterial infections from whatever it may be, food, water. Where obviously local people are adapted to it. It's no different than like when American goes to Mexico, or I'm sure people come to America and get sick off bacteria we have in our food stream that they're not used to. So yeah, we would always somebody would always get sick every trip, and then the old guys that used to take us there, like they always had these Z-Pack things, which is basically just an antibacterial, prescription drug. I don't remember the fucking name, the actual Z-Packs, the erythromycin, yeah. So now, like, we don't go there without it. We have it, and neither of us have been sick in a long time. Maybe we've gotten more used to the bacterias there, but keep that. Like, and if you're gonna go there for the first time, check with your local physician, or if you have like Kaiser, like we do, there's a travel desk you can call and
Yeah, they'll give it to you.
tell them you're going, to Southeast Asia, or if you're going to South America, whatever, and get some antibacterial meds. Because if you get sick, that shit fucking ruins your trip because it's violent, like puking,
but I mean, the best
shitting,
part, I mean, it's
fever.
pretty. It comes in. It like works pretty fast. Too.
Oh, extremely fast.
Like within 24 hours, you're feeling shitty.
As soon as you feel it, take that shit, and within 24 hours, you're back ready to go.
Yeah, that first trip, that's wild. Because I just remember, I think we were flying, and I started to catch like the
symptoms. From Clark to Cebu. When did you take the Z-Pack? Do you remember?
Like at the airport. I think Albert gave it to me because I just remember I had the chills, and I just was like, "What the fuck's happening, dude?" I hadn't had that feeling before. I mean, I had like stomach flu before, but you first get like chills
and hot, cold, hot, cold, and then it hits your stomach, and you're either throwing up or it's coming out the other end, and it's just fucking miserable. But the Z-Pack's almost instant. Within 6 hours, you're feeling better. Within 24 hours, it's gone. I think when
we stayed the night in Cebu, by the time we got to Boracay, like, it was back to normal, ready to go.
Ready to fucking fight.
Yeah, good times. I wouldn't do it any other way, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you still wanted to go back. You said like, a lot of people have those experiences we've had and been like, I'm never going here again. But the good outweighed the bad, obviously.
Yeah. Good memories.
Yeah, man, that first trip for you and Matt was awesome. And Matt missed the best night.
Yeah, he better not miss this party.
So yeah, out of all the parties we've had, he's missed all of them except for the end of the year one this last one in January. So he better be on his game for this one. This one's gonna be a tough turnaround because it's literally usually we get there, we bar hop, then we take a night off, then we have a party. But due to our constricted schedule, it's bar hopping next night party.
Yeah, it's back to back.
So it's back to back. It's funny, the dude AJ hit me up and he's just like, I don't know if I can go with you guys 2 nights in a row. It's like, dude,
just pick one then.
Well, I was like, just go big on the first night and then just cruise on the next night because the first night's
that's the problem with Matt, myself, probably, and you. It's like there's no off switch. We just once we go.
But it's all about the preparation of it. It's like and that's Matt's problem why he misses them is he doesn't put in the preparation that we put in. And like I get back to the hotel room, I'm slamming like sodium water, I'm getting a bunch of electrolytes in. Like I make sure I don't eat a bunch of shitty food that night to just add to my inflammation and sickness the next day. Like I get up and I go sweat early in the morning, go for a run or do something to like sweat a little bit out. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel good the next day, but the preparation definitely makes it where I can go again. And the one thing I've learned too is what I do is I go eat dinner early. Like I'll go eat 5, 6 o'clock and eat like a good dinner, like Korean barbecue or RBI Steakhouse. I get some fucking steak and potatoes and some good food, rice. And then I go back and chill and go to sleep, 8 o'clock, 8:30, take like an hour nap and then wake up at 9, 10 and then San Miguel Seltzers, Strikeforce caffeine pack, and then fucking let's go.
That's awesome.
That's my
I don't
strategy.
I don't really have a strategy. I just kind of go with it. But yeah, definitely eating. You don't want to eat right before you go out. I definitely don't do that.
That's rough.
But I don't think I'll ever feel good after a night out there, though. You always feel pretty shitty the next day.
It's all about not feeling horrible, though. Like if you can combat it enough to go out to find another night, that's what counts. You like to eat late night, though. I've broke myself of that habit.
Yeah, that kills me. Because like once, like that little cafe below Carousel,
so good.
Yeah, I can order like
pizza,
one of it.
Pancetta,
like everything.
those freaking
Lumpia.
lumpia. Yeah, Shanghai lumpia. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't put the name in my head. Well, here it comes, man.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably get another 2 podcasts in before we go, and then we'll have to do a couple over there. But
We should plug our travel channel, dude.
Oh yeah, no. So we started another YouTube channel that's just brand new called Passport Ready. So check it out. It's completely has nothing to do with Angeles City. It's, as we've talked about on a lot of these podcasts, we go to Angeles, then we go travel somewhere else, El Nido, Palawan, wherever that might be. And so we started a separate channel to show those adventures of what we get into. So it's called Passport Ready. It's on all the social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. And it's newer. You know, I think we have, I don't know, 10 or 15 videos up, some shorts up. So go check that out if you're interested. Because as we always talk about how we go to AC and then we go somewhere else, and that's my advice if you're first time going to the Philippines and you want to have some nightlife, but you also want to enjoy, like we like to go to the beach, we like to go to resorts.
It's good too to experience, you know, obviously different parts of the Philippines, right?
Yeah,
That's what I've obviously fallen in love with going back. It's, you just go to these different, you know, areas. I mean, a lot of them are busy and tourists, but there's, thousands of islands there, man. You could find some, you know, pretty remote places.
Yeah, and it's like if you're going on a single at 40 or a single man's trip and you want to go to one of those, it's not hard to find a companion once you meet a girl, say in Angeles City, that, you know, you start asking, you know, these girls you meet if anyone want to travel with you, you'll find a girl that's interested in traveling with you, so you can have a companion. You can also go alone and meet girls in all these places. There's girls everywhere, but I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these people don't, you know, these girls have never been to a lot of these different islands and stuff, so it's like...
Yeah, you get a chance to show somebody their own country, and they're super grateful. But, I mean, Boracay or El Nido would be my 2 to pick from if you were going for the first time. I'd say Boracay just because it's so simple and everything's there, and you can have a fantastic time. And it's nice to get away from AC for a couple days, and then you can always come back.
Yeah.
And then have a little more fun before you leave. We do that often.
Or like on the back end, you know, go to Manila or something. That's always the option.
Yeah, if it was your first trip and you were going to go, I would get to AC first, have a couple nights there, then fly to Boracay, have a couple nights there, then go to Manila and hit up P. Burgos and Makati, and then go home. That's what I would do. That would be my advice if you're a first timer. But hit us up in the comments and ask. I'll give you hotels to stay at, a timeline, everything. Simple.
Or if you have other ideas, you know, we're always open to find, you know, discovering different places.
Tell us how you do it. Like those guys that said they always go to Thailand and had that ABC hotel party. That was their first trip to Angeles. That was cool.
Yeah.
Told us all about that. So yeah, check out Passport Ready. That's other things you can do in the country if you don't just want to be on Walking Street for a week or 10 days. You want to see something else. You want to get out on the water, snorkel, fish, whatever the hell you're into. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. No, I mean, we got to get that thing a little bit and get some people to watch some of the videos we made.
So we're coming. We're coming. Less than 4 weeks away.
Yeah, man, it'll be here before we know it. I mean, even just last week when we were working a bunch, we were like, that's like one obstacle we had to get through. And I mean, I blinked and it was over.
Yeah, we loaded the ship. We're ready to. We got one more small obstacle we got to clean up in Hanamaui that we got to go to the weekend before we leave. Knock that out, and then it's just the preparation.
It's game week.
Yeah, it's game week. It's time to go. And this one's going to be, it's going to be big because there's so many people joining us. I mean, we're literally taking 30 people to Boracay.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
I'm excited.
I don't even know what that travel is going to be like.
I mean, day of for me, it's going to be stressful, handing out all the tickets and getting everybody, you know, together and go through the security line and get through this. But once we get to Boracay, it'll be nice.
Yeah, our team over there is ready. I was in contacting James. I was telling him
loading up on the San Miguel seltzers.
We'll just tell them to go look for some, and they're all excited for our return, so it'll be good.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. All right, Mega Dance Party, June 28th. Bar hopping, June 27th.
Yep.
Join us if you like. If not, we'll be back on Thursday. Don't know what the date is. Maybe July 3rd. I think that's what it is. Yeah. All right, Single 48, episode 29. Make it count.
Make it
Thanks
count.
for watching.
Thank you, guys.